Hello, you all. How are you? Today is Saturday, March the 15th, 2025. And this is going to be maybe a little bit different from my other videos that I've made. I just kind of want to, sit down with you, for lack of a better term, and be candid and honest with you about how this last week has been. I'm not going to lie. It's been unexpectedly rough. It started Saturday of last week. And at first the day was going good, and then things kind of took an unexpectedly rough turn around five, just before 5 in the evening. I had been feeling my nerves, and then the next thing I knew, my heart rate was way up, and I was feeling my nerves something fierce. And basically, a little bit later that evening, I had an anxiety attack, and then that happened several more times. And Monday, I even ended up at the emergency room at Mission Hospital because I thought I was having a medical emergency. Long story short, no medical emergency. They ran every possible test they could to make sure that I was indeed okay. Because at first they were a little bit concerned, but no medical emergency. Every test that they ran basically said that I was at least physically okay. And I've gotten through this week. I've still felt my nerves some, but I will definitely say that the anxiety has definitely been a lot more there. But I am sharing kind of this moment of vulnerability, really to just kind of, I guess, point out a realization that I've had, which is, well, I would call it maybe a realization, or maybe just kind of a reminder. In fact, I've even mentioned this before in my blog, letstalkwhat.com. But anyway, that realization / reminder is that when it comes to dealing with any sort of mental health challenge, be it the one I have, which is generalized anxiety disorder, or anything else, you can have days, sometimes even weeks, sometimes even several months or more where things seem relatively good, that you're moving in a good direction, and then just something happens out of nowhere, and it feels like you're kind of right back to where you were before. But even in those moments of perceived setbacks, or even actual setbacks, I'm reminded of a couple of other things, which is that not only does life go on, but you can still be a part of that life too. The other thing that I'm also reminded of is that I'm not alone in all this. I have a great family. I have some great friends who have been incredibly supportive, and I want to make sure that you all know that so do you. There is beauty in life. There is still happiness in life that can be found even when things do get tough, be it with physical health challenges or mental health challenges. So in any case, some of you all might all be wondering, well, gee, Janos, in your last video, you were saying how well TMS was working. In fact, you were even saying, how well it's been working really for the last several videos. And yes, that was true. I really felt that TMS was working, and I'm not going to go so far even now as to say that after all, it didn't work. In fact, one of the things that the folks at Greenbrook TMS were telling me, and I also found this out through some of my own research, is that as you get toward the end of treatments, and even after treatments end, sometimes you can have kind of a spike in anxiety. And the other thing too is even after treatment ends with TMS, that your brain's still working on making those connections, and that can go on for about 4 to 6 weeks. So it's entirely possible that 4 to 6 weeks from now, I may be feeling not just better, but a lot better. And I'm keeping my fingers crossed and hoping that is in fact the case. But I will say this, that regardless of what the final end result is with my TMS treatments, I'm really glad I did it. I learned a lot from it, and I would definitely still encourage other people to seriously consider TMS for anxiety, for depression, as well as other mental health issues. I do want to remind you all that more and more insurance companies are covering it. They wouldn't do that if if the procedure wasn't effective. So I definitely would encourage you all to check into that. But just keep in mind that when it comes to dealing with anxiety or depression or really any other mental health challenge, dealing with it, treating with it is never a straight line. You're going to have accomplishments, and you're going to have setbacks. And I have definitely experienced both those things. But I still believe that that ultimately I'm going to get through all this, and I believe you all can too. So in any case, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up for now. But as I continue to say, if you are struggling with anxiety or depression or any other mental health challenge, please know, and I really do mean this, you're not alone. You do have value. You do have worth. And I hope you all have a good day and a good night. Take care, everyone.